everybody. Girls Guts Glory is here, live from Los Angeles. We're very excited to be here. You're going to already notice some things right away, probably. Some exciting stuff, but maybe we'll get into exactly what that is in a moment. And we can just begin the storytelling, because I think we have quite the adventure ahead of us here. So, with that, you guys ready to begin?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Should we tell them what we're doing?
I kind of like the idea of maybe saving it for later.
Okay.
What do you feel? Maybe
yeah, we'll fill you in a bit.
You know what? Why not, right? Why not just jump right on into it and then see what happens after, and then we can clarify it. Why not? So, you're running. And you're running. And you're running against wet, slick, concrete pavement, winding up and down slick streets. You want a moment to catch your breath, but every second here counts. You look behind you and the shadows loom. With the gray skies and the brewing storm above you, the shadows stay in the shadows themselves this very, very dark evening, finding repose in their advance. It's a chase to the death, and death is on your side. So you run, and you run. Damn these heels! And you keep running. Those you can see, you grab each other's hands and dip around tight corners.
Trazilda!
You know these streets well. Well enough to get out in just enough time. But you keep running. Because if you don't, with what you know now, you'll die. It's 3 days later. The storm that had been pelting the earth has finally subsided. The ground is cold and wet, but you were able to walk through these woods, though dangerous, quietly. Find shelter underneath a very tall tree and make ends meet with what you could grab in haste. Your fire is nearly out, though. Your tinder boxes are used up. Your torches are gone. You're nervous and you're scared. Shaking, being the age you all are. Young, full of hope, and at this point seeing maybe more than you had hoped for. But you've had a feeling in these woods that you've been in, you know them well. The woods of sharp teeth, given that name for a good reason. You hear howls in the distance, but you've been able to keep your wits about you enough to not yet get in trouble. That doesn't make you feel any good, though, because you swear you saw a pair of eyes at one point. And you heard something that was a crack in the brush not too far away. And every time you do, you just go another 10, 15 paces and hope that the sound subsides.
Y'all, I really think it might just be a sheep. Maybe.
Never heard of sheep. Darling, I don't think that's no sheep.
It could be, you never know. There could be sheep in the forest over here. Maybe.
I don't think so, darling.
I keep hearing things. I think that perhaps we're being followed. I'm
yeah,
scared
probably.
that he sent someone. I'm scared that he sent some people after us.
Huck, have you seen anything on your
your
rounds?
I haven't seen anybody. I've seen a wolf way off in the distance, and I've seen a couple birds, but I haven't seen nobody.
Probably just what if you were to take a fly?
I think I would like to take a fly.
You do so. You take a moment, fly up, perch on top of the tree that you guys have known well, the one you keep circling back to, the only one that's shown you true kindness. And you look around. Can I have you roll a stealth check, please?
No, her.
Helen?
Is it worth saying? 10. Oh.
You swear you see something, those eyes that have been following you. Small, beady, tiny little eyes, but they cut through the darkness.
Or very big doe eyes.
At least from your particular viewpoint. And you see the outline and the shape of what looks like a familiar person. Well, person, elf. There's definitely...
I feel I have seen this creature before.
There's a creature. What kind of creature?
Wait, did you fly back down?
No.
So, you take a moment. You see her. You do not see her.
Oh.
Well, him.
I'd like to roll perception. To what is she doing?
Well, you've already
Or-
caught this person
Okay.
who's attempting to be very, very quiet. Can you tell me what you look like right now?
Well, I'm trying to hide behind a tree, and it's very sparse in leaves in the leaves department. So I'm crouched, half hiding, and just kind of being one with the tree, because that's one of the things I really love to do, is be one with nature. And I'm just, praying that they don't see me, but I'm looking very just everywhere with my big eye. I hear something.
I start to approach her.
These big, massive wings unfurl.
Oh,
You can see the wind as this
hi.
bird is just going down straight at you.
I perch on a branch just above her head.
Hello.
I believe we've met.
Yeah, we have. Hi. I'm Farouk. Wait, no, you're Farouk. This is something that's always happens. to me.
Yes.
I'm Letty.
How did you... Letty.
Letty Marie Rycroft. I go to your school.
Yes. Ah, yes.
Yes, Elvin Bard.
Yes.
You're very pretty for a boy, bird,
Oh.
raven.
Thank you. Did you follow us?
I did. Yeah, I might have followed you. Just like this much. I would see the headmaster he's a very bad man. He's a very, very
Yes.
bad man.
We know.
And I found out some things about him, and I was going to look and approach him, and then I saw you running, and so I took off and I just followed you.
Okay, so you're not here to harm us.
No, I'm kind of, I guess, one of you now. Hi.
And from the bushes, these two little ears, you had seen your friend fly down and wings unfurled and approached and talked to something in the bushes. And now you see walking out from them.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Creative
everyone.
writing. Creative writing. I loved your poem.
Oh, she remembered me. Yeah, my name's Letty, and I'm an elf bard. I come from Fayend. I'm in, the funny Fayends. It's my family. They're you don't know them, they're famous. And for reasons, maybe I'll tell you later, I had to leave Fayend and came to our school. International School of Arcana International. And here we are.
And you've been following us.
Yes.
How do we know that he didn't send you?
Well, I'm not a good liar.
How do we know you're not a good liar? Maybe you're a very good, fake, not good liar.
That's
Just
fake,
make an
not
insight check.
good.
Well, from what you can
Fake
tell,
good
just
liar.
naturally from the discussion right now, she's not lying. There's a pose in her body. There's a way that she's communicating to you this fear, this look in her eyes. She's pleading.
Seems she's maybe just a little scared and wanted to follow us.
Yes,
join our
I am.
adventure?
Well, ma'am, I don't know if that's the safest option. My name is Huckle, by the way. I'm Huckle Oakley. We're kind of in a dangerous situation right now.
I think she knows.
Oh, do you?
I'm in it as well.
What? How? What did you do?
Well, I know that our headmaster is a bad man. And I know what you do.
So, she describes in great detail what she had seen a few days prior, trying to find you guys, tracing your footsteps, using the earth and the forest that she seems to know well, considering the fact that flowers are blossoming all around and down her neck through her hair. Definitely in contrast to many of the other folks here who are looking a little rougher in the terrain and maybe not as used to the forest ground.
I definitely have some plants in my hair, but they did not grow there. I can tell you that right now.
I'm an Aladdin elf, and so spring is my season. It's just one with me.
They smell like gardenias. I'm so jealous. I
Darling.
left my perfume. I can't believe I forgot my perfume.
Here, I'll rub myself.
Thank you. I quite like you.
And as she rubs her flowers onto your body, one by one, blossoming you all, making you all look a little, actually probably giving you guys cover, considering the fact that if the earth were not so cold and wet, it would be a nice spring, but springs come late. It's been an interesting weather season. You guys have been here for some time, growing up in the neighborhood or from far away, even so. That being said, you tell them what you had seen, and you know you heard a stirring in the hall down the way. You were on your way to the library, one of the most infamous libraries in all of the continent, maybe even the world. As you were approaching the library, you had heard some sort of crack, some sort of whip, some sort of snap in the air. You didn't know what it was, but you swore off your peripheral vision in the darkness. You caught something that looked like a purple cackling energy. So nervously, books tucked close to your chest, you walked against the tapestried floor, kind of kept your hand against the very, very cold wall and followed the noise. You knew what room you were approaching, the headmaster's hall that most of the time you're forbidden to go into unless invited, but you were curious and quiet. So you looked around the corner. From the edge of the hall, you saw 5 figures running in the distance, and you knew what these figures were. Friends older than you definitely look up to them,
I do.
but they looked scared. And you swear in the darkness you even saw the shadows of the darkness approaching them and moving after them. Clawed hands coming from puddles of black, moving, slithering against the ground. They were moving quickly and they were scared, but that sound wasn't in that direction. You looked to your right down the hallway, and what you saw was the headmaster. He was talking. Something was in front of him as he was moving his hands, dancing with some sort of pattern. You saw that purple cackling energy again, and it cracked louder. A deep laugh, even, from the sound that he had created. And from that puff of energy, you saw a winged, horned creature spread its wings and begin to soar in their direction. Before it followed them fully, you saw him whip out his arm, and that cackling energy of purple wrapped around the creature's neck as he pulled it closer to him. And you heard him whisper something. What languages do you speak?
Elvish and common, and that's it. But sometimes, wait, no, I think I have a spell where I can understand other languages.
So comprehend languages.
Yes.
So in this moment, you could hear this guttural discussion, and you thought to yourself, I cannot understand what this is, but you cast very quietly comprehend languages on you, and you overheard this. Now, my pet. Follow them swiftly and quietly. Get to them when they least expect it. Hold my book and get their names because somebody is hungry. And he let them go.
So that's what I saw.
So you're telling me that we've been sitting here for 3 days and that thing's been after us this whole time?
Well,
That's the thing I saw in my field.
Why hasn't it caught up to us?
What?
have we haven't been sitting here for 3 days. I thought we've been
No, this is 3 days
rested
later.
here.
Oh,
But
yeah, we've been running for 3
for 3
days.
days,
That's
and now
true.
you're here, and
But
I'm
now
What
we're
direction
sitting
to go.
here.
Yeah, we
What?
should probably go.
Well, I don't know all of you that well. Could we introduce ourselves so that I know more about you? And
We're kind of in a rush. I mean, there are things coming after us. Can we like talk as we go?
yes, I think that's a wonderful idea.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you all grab what you can around you and start to pick up the pace, knowing that this thing is probably on your tail.
I'm
And when-
Zelda, by the way.
Well, I was thinking we could do a little. I was thinking that we could do a little description of what she's seeing right now when she's looking around at us.
When she looks, my name is Celine Tassar. I don't know if you know me from school. I've seen you. You're very quiet and very weird, but that's okay. There are lots of weird people where we are from. Farut and I, we are from Zambia.
Oh,
When you look at me, you can see that I have long silver hair and that I glow slightly with gold.
you do. You're very beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I am very special from what I've been told.
I love the glitter by your eyes and your
Oh,
long
thank you.
eyelashes.
It's all natural.
And your
This
white
is just who
bustier.
I am.
I want to
Why,
fill
thank
one out
you.
one day, but I don't think I can.
One day you will. Just anyway, this is my sister, Drazilda.
Pleasure.
Drazilda and I, we are twins, triplets. Really, it's a long story, but we were separated at birth, and we found each other through our dreams. We dream of each other. Yes.
We're of the Arsamar race. I don't know if you've ever heard of us, but we're basically like demigods.
Wow.
Are we doing like a whole backstory thing now? Because
Yes.
I gotta write some things down so that I can read it kind of later. Because it's a long story and it's hard to get into.
I'm sure we will learn about each other on the way.
Yeah. I was just thinking you could just describe what we look like so everyone knows who we are.
And what you look like.
Okay.
Well, when you look at me,
Yeah.
you see a little 3'2", dressed in this really brightly colored floral coat, which I don't have, unfortunately.
I can see it in my
I've got like curly brown hair, bright green eyes, and a very sunny disposition.
I love it. And your name is?
Oh,
I
sorry, my name is Starla. Sorry, walk and talk.
Walk and talk.
You know, my name is Huck. I'm 5'3", just like Starla. 5'2", 5'3".
You're 5 feet tall?
Well, no.
Are you related?
5 something.
I'm 3 feet
dead.
tall.
Well, I'm 3 feet tall. I'm 3'3". 3'.
Are you related?
No, ma'am.
No, I just work on his farm.
Yeah. My parents and I, you might have heard of my mother. She's a great shot. Her name is Annie. Anyways.
Annie Oakley.
Yeah.
I think that's familiar.
Well, that's my mama. She taught me how to shoot. That's why I got this bow and arrow. Anyways, I'm a farm hand. I don't do all that magical stuff that you all do. That's why I didn't go to school. Also, I'm just not a good learner. But I'm just a little boy. I'm about 19 years old for a halfling, and I've got brownish, reddish hair and lots of freckles, and I'm always smiling.
And your big cowboy hat.
Yes, and my
A
hat!
big cowboy
I
hat.
got my hat too.
I'm Farut. I'm flying over you. And
Well, yes, okay.
I'm an Arakokra raven,
Oh.
complete with black and green.
Farut
Feathers.
and I we grew up together. We are good friends.
Yes.
He looks intimidating, but he's actually not. He's really nice.
Yes, you have
I make maps.
lots of black feathers with green hue, big bushy feather eyebrows, and a crown, golden crown with a stone in it.
Yes, I come from a family of aristocrats.
Oh,
He's fancy.
yes. Well, you look fancy. And Griselda, we've already been introduced.
I basically look a lot like her.
Yeah, except you're a little taller.
Slight bit
Silver hair.
silver hair. But when I transform into my angelic form, I sparkle. I have these gorgeous black wings that
What
shimmer,
was that?
and then
I'm
I
sorry.
sparkle.
Puck is deaf in one ear.
I get sparkly, darling, when I transform into my celestial form.
That's magnificent and very beautiful.
Why, thank you.
Do you transform as well?
I do transform. We will do it together sometimes. We like to fly around and see things.
Quite the aerial show.
I transform too.
In that awkward beat, you swear you hear a crack somewhere in the distance. You hold your breath. You guys take a moment, you look around.
Get my bow and arrow.
Yeah, you ready all your weapons. Let's have a group perception check, everybody.
I didn't like this one.
Well, I think I'm okay with perception. That's probably not very good. Yeah, that's fine.
Is that another 5?
And let's start
7.
on Huck's side.
With me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 14, ma'am.
14,
My perception. 6.
6,
5.
7.
7,
17.
17,
11.
11, okay. So you all pretty much can hear the sound, but see the shape not so much. You guys look in the direction, are trying to figure out what you can hear even more crisply. It's the sound of breaking leaves and breaking twigs, and you know it's getting closer and it's approaching. Those who rolled above a 12, you guys can see a little bit clearer through the darkness that there is a shape and a form approaching, though it's smaller than you would expect. Suddenly, with one breath, you see it. It appears and cracks through the trees and right through kind of the horizon of the trees. You can actually see a little bit of sunlight trickle in. It's a little raccoon smiling at you guys.
Animal friendship. I
It's nothing
want
to
a
worry
friend, and I think raccoons are neat because they got the little grabby hands.
They've got thumbs. It's
Yeah, I know. I'm a cast animal friendship.
Okay, you
Little
cast animal
kleptos.
friendship. You point up at it. It's not too far. It's about 60 feet away.
Howdy, buddy. My name is Huckle. Do you want to come with us?
Takes a moment, kind of nervously sniffs in your direction. Do you put some food out? In
I'm
your
a cast Goodberry.
You cast Goodberry?
Yeah.
Oh, the scent of those Goodberries sends that raccoon scurrying down that tree. Just the little fingers, the little feet. You hear the cackling, the
Oh, he's
screeping.
darling.
It's actually so excited it almost slides down the tree
Oh my
itself
God.
and just rushes. You guys all take a moment as
love
you
him.
step away as this raccoon just very quickly climbs up and dives onto your hands and starts eating those Goodberries. It's a smaller raccoon than you would expect, about 1.5 feet long. But it's right there on your arm, wrapped around, eating those good berries out of your hand.
He's my friend now.
How do you know he doesn't
I'm
have
rolling my eyes this whole
He might.
time.
he's so cute.
I'm going to name him Buck. Huck and Buck.
He looks rather dirty.
Oh, yeah, well, so am I. It's okay, we match.
All right. You
darling.
keep him far away from me, please.
Sure. Yeah, no, he wouldn't want to ruin all of your shine and perfectness. It's fine, buddy. We're going to be dirty over here by ourselves.
I like him. I like him.
I like you. I knew I liked you. Do you want to pet him?
No, thank you. I recoil because I'm quite frightened of everything.
I love you, Buck.
As you guys take a moment and pet Buck, this adorable raccoon now wrapped around Huck's arm, Huck and Buck.
I made a friend.
A couple of you who kept your wits about you, not distracted by the raccoon and its adorableness, here on the opposite side of where that noise had originally come from, a deeper crack, a harder crack. Not like twigs and leaves, like a whole branch of a tree falling down. Then you hear another.
Something tells me we should run for cover.
Run for cover. I'm going to stick Buck in the front of my overalls like a little cradle.
I dart around to the back of the tree.
Okay, the one that Buck was on?
Whatever the big tree is that we're nearby. Yes.
Yeah, you dive around to the edge of the other side of the tree.
away
that was
from the
I
closest
find
sound
to
that
you.
same tree.
Okay.
Can I
perch
cast
on a
invisibility?
branch.
can you cast?
Invisibility.
Yes, you can do so. You cast invisibility on yourself.
Yes.
Take a moment as you hear this coming in from behind.
I'm gonna go follow her and hide, but I'm gonna have my bow ready, and
Okay.
I'm gonna ready Hunter's Mark.
I follow my sister as well, and I cast mage armor upon myself.
Okay.
I'd like to stealth.
Okay. Stealth.
Do you want me to roll for that?
You guys take a moment and ready as much as you can. You hold your breath as the sound had stopped. Can I have you all roll a group stealth check?
A stealth?
All of you.
I am
And you
here.
get advantage.
What?
You get advantage because you're invisible.
Oh!
Oh boy, nope. Whew. That's good.
The stealth?
12.
12?
11.
Damn, the same thing twice.
Oh, what'd you get there, buddy?
I got 11.
All right. 2.
Just lost track of my character sheet, so I'll be right back.
Mine was what was it? Wait, there we go. Well, that way. Oh, there it is. Mine was a 8.
8? Okay.
Oh no.
11.
All right.
Not stealthy.
We are not that stealthy.
You guys are all there holding your breath. But there's fear. You guys are tired. You're cold. You're exhausted. And you've been running. And as you're all breathing, and the cold is leaving your lungs, and you can even see a little trail of it, you didn't even think to look behind you.
Oh, damn.
From the tree itself, a winged creature coming out, 2 claws out, and lashing down at all of you.
I cast
So-
True Strike.
Let's all roll initiative.
New dice.
This is
Oh,
the
that's
time to
much
roll it if I'm
better.
gonna roll it.
I gotta get used to these new names. It's gonna be fun as I do a roll call, everyone. So once you guys have rolled initiative, let's do 20 and up for anybody who has 20 and up.
23.
23, my dear old Letty,
Young Letty.
young Letty.
But you can call me old Letty.
And what did you get?
Well, I got a 19.
A 19. 19 on Huck. All right. 20 to 15.
16.
16 for Farut. 15 to 10.
12 for Celine.
12.
12 and 12 and sisters. And then what would your dexterity modifiers be, or who wants to go first? You guys can choose.
I'll go first.
All right, so we have Celine first and Druzilda second.
Or I can. What's your dex? 0.
And then 10 and below.
I rolled a 5 is my initiative order. I rolled a natural 1.
5 for dear old
Whoa.
Starla.
But this is the time to roll.
That is the time to roll it. I will not lie.
No more of that.
Letty,
You get to go sit here.
you're
Yes, darling.
first. You feel like this creature's 2 hands that are coming down on top of your friends from the tree behind you that you guys were all hiding and pressed
Yes.
against looking out from. You can tell that it cannot see you right now. It is definitely looking for some other folks.
Well, question for you, darling. If I'm invisible, can I? It says that I can. Is it just one thing that can be invisible? Can I touch them all within 60 feet?
You feel like down the road you might be stronger once you work on your magic
Right
abilities.
now I can. Okay, well then. So I can, though. Maybe. Would a mage hand be something that could poke him or hit him, or should I take out a weapon? Because he'll see me if I do.
Right now it's up to you. If you want to keep hiding and try to do something from the corners,
Maybe
or if you want to
vicious
hit
mockery.
it. Yeah, sure.
Vicious mockery. Let's see that, because these are all new.
So what do you say to this creature to make it feel pain or whatever
Unleash
it
a
might
string
be?
of insults laced with subtle to read exactly what it is. We don't need to do that.
Yeah, do it.
Enchantment said a creature you can see within range if the target can hear you, though it need not understand you. It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next roll it makes before the end of its next turn. Spell's damage increases by blah, 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 blah. Yes.
That's great.
So-
Well, let me say this much. What do you say to the creature to make it feel viciously mocked?
Well, I'm little, but I am fierce. In the elven community, I am known for having quite a few many things to say, which I'll explain later. But for now, I tell you, you are awful, smelly, putrid, and you have a stink about you that smells like a dead carcass bird on the side of the country road. That's all I say.
Well, there is a
Don't get too
moment
loud.
passing where you definitely think this creature does not hear you out. But as your invisibility drops
No, why?
and you cast out this spell,
Okay.
you can see its eyes ever so slightly twinkle with pain from that lace
Okay.
of insult. So why don't you roll damage and let me know what you get.
Whoa!
Lights
In
out.
the dark,
Lights
this is
out.
awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And I'm gonna roll in the dark.
And now we just use.
And now we use
This is
the light
actually
of
pretty
Julian.
accurate to how dark the actual forest is, just so
Just
everybody
light.
knows.
Let's just light
For
For
ourselves.
those who are listening, we
Alright.
just lost power and there's not a light upon
Oh, my
us.
brightness is all the way up.
All the way up, brightness. And where's
And
the
then we can light
D4?
ourselves.
This is
Ah,
pretty
dang it,
cool.
that's not my
This
accent.
is actually what it looks like,
Where's
all
the
things
four
considered.
dice?
It's very dark in this forest.
Which one has foresight?
I love it. Full immersion. Full immersion, everybody.
Immersion.
I couldn't have
Triangle.
timed it better
Okay,
myself.
No, it's
I roll one of these, darling,
all work.
Yes, it's a 1d4, I believe.
and it landed, how do you do? 2.
2.
Yes.
So is it 2 plus 2, or is it just, I believe it's 1d4 plus your, is it?
Wait, hold on.
Let's get that spell out.
It's just 1d4 psychic damage.
That's
So
it.
it's just two.
That's it. So that's not a lot.
But you take a moment in the darkness as we all, oh, this is so cool actually. I play sometimes at the
Campfire
table.
stories.
You know how sometimes at the table at home I play with lights and candlelight everywhere. So this is actually pretty close. And this is kind of cool. Thanks everybody for keeping on. So as this is happening, you can see that that spell had affected the creature. Your invisibility has depleted, has faded from you, but you at least got this creature's mind on slightly.
He's
in a
viciously
way.
mocked.
Yes. Well done, Letty.
Thank you.
Huck, you're
All
up.
right. Huckle would like to cast Hunter's Mark on it. I'm going to get an extra d6 when I'm attacking him, and then I'm going to go for a longbow shot.
Yes,
ma'am.
indeed.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Oh, boy. Boy, howdy. I think that hits with my longbow. Let's see. 26.
26, that'll hit.
Oh, perfect. I mean, I thought so, but...
Roll for damage.
You know. And then I'm going to roll my d6 for my other one. Ba-doop-a-doop. Oh, wow. I rolled 2s on both of those. That sucks. It's 7 total.
All right, you take a moment as you knock this and you just shoot. You shoot.
Wow.
I successfully get it.
Oh, my God.
But as you release the arrow, it kind of goes through the creature in a way where you can tell that it hit its form and the shadow of the creature kind of bleeds away, and there's like a darker kind of shadow blood coming from it. But the arrow does go through it. It doesn't quite affect it the way you're expecting.
On that darker shadow part, can I have my Hunter's Mark go to specifically that darker shadow part?
Sure.
All
yeah,
right.
sounds good.
I'm going to make it there. Whoa. Whoa. It didn't like that.
Scary.
Oh, no.
It's so great. I mean,
Maybe
hey.
not. Maybe not.
I'll take it. All right, so with that hit, the claws just unfurl from the trunk itself, the creature being in the physical tree, its head popping out, its wings expanding above you, casting an even deeper shadow,
I
like
do
we
not
had
like
just
that.
experienced over you.
I do not like it
Its
at all.
claws come out one by one, and it slashes down, and it's going to go for you, because you're close to the tree and you just hit it.
That's
Okay?
fine.
So that is a 15 to hit you.
Oh, no, it just hits. Oh,
Just hits.
golly. I'm going to lose
You
some
take a
health.
moment as you can feel this claw come through you, this soul-sucking claw. This is not pain like you've experienced before. This is pain of fear riding through your body.
Wait, fear? But I I have advantage against being frightened.
Definitely, maybe would be effective if it was fright, but it's not.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just a
never mind.
sensation of
Okay,
fear.
okay.
It's physical, mental pain. So you get 14 points of psychic damage ride through your body as the claw comes down.
Oh my God.
So, demon kind of unfurls, comes out of the tree itself. It's above you all. It's around
lose
you
another
all,
character,
and
y'all.
you can tell that its arms are elongated, super long arms that can reach out and get you all if it needed to.
Okay.
And its wings and its arms are kind of coming out as if to scoop you all in for a nice big
No,
hug.
thank you, sir.
One by one by one by one.
We're
for
gonna
your
have a
bodies.
TPK so early on.
All right. That is its turn. Fruit, what do you do?
How far away am I from the creature?
You are within 10 feet of the creature because you went up into the treetop to look. And the creature is just about in the center from where you are now perched and where everyone's below.
I'm going to use my Radiant Sunbolt.
Okay.
Never used this before.
Please
so-
describe what it is for listeners, viewers, everybody.
All right.
Neat.
I can hurl searing bolts of magical radiance. I gain a new attack option that I use with the attack action. The special attack is a ranged spell attack with a range of 30 feet. Its damage is radiant and its damage is a d4.
Okay.
When I take the attack action on my turn and use the special attack as part of it, I can spend one key point to make the special attack twice as a bonus action.
Great. So would you like to use this? It sounds like it's a ranged attack.
Yes, because everything else I only have 5. Oh, I guess I could move.
You can move closer to
Move
it.
and then
Yeah.
make an action. No, I still want to use this.
Sounds
I want to
good.
use, yeah.
I'm going to
Stay
pull
where
up
I
your
am.
character sheet so that way I can just make sure. So it's a ranged spell attack, so you have to use it's spell, and it deals radiant damage equal to your martial arts, so you are technically 10 feet away. So you could use this if you wish as an attack.
Yes.
Okay. So this is so cool, and I've never seen this before, so we're going to work on this together.
It's one of the supplementary subclasses.
That makes sense. When you take the attack action, you spend one key point to make the special attack twice as a bonus action. You can use this attack as any of the attacks using the extra attack feature. It's a lot of attacks in one description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I think we're going to do for the sake of storytelling and just ease, let's just have you use the sunbolts from a distance as you're using it as just like an attack for this particular cause.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to know your dex modifier.
My dex modifier is this one? Or
Dex.
plus 3.
+3? Okay, so that's going to be a 13 save, and it makes it. So it's able to dodge out of the way from your sunbolt energy that comes down against it. So it doesn't find leverage on it as you have used that ranged spell attack. We'll use it that way. I think that's easiest
With
for
the DC?
now until we can iron it out. Because there's
Normally it
modifications on the key point. And everyone, these are new characters.
gonna
Guess
do it
what?
different.
These are new characters, which is really exciting and really, really fun, if you can't tell.
think we're just
So
gonna iron it
we're all
out
going to be
later.
guiding this together and making some choices for the sake of story as we move forward, because we just want to have fun and not get too caught up in the logistics. So you do that, you cast out this
I'm
bolt.
going to disengage.
Okay, you use your bonus action to disengage. Okay, sounds good. And you draw back to the top, and you kind of find some leverage a little further away. Do you wish to get further enough out of its reach?
Yeah.
Okay, scurry along that branch. Okay, sounds good. Celine.
All right. I feel the darkness of this creature, and I call my radiant soul, and 2 golden large wings sprout from my back, and I fly away from it.
Okay. It will have an opportunity to attack against you.
How close am I?
You're all within 10 feet.
So an opportunity of attack if
If you're moving away from him.
if I move away.
Yeah.
maybe I won't. Maybe I will not move away then.
It's your choice.
I will Misty Step away from him.
Okay, so you're going to use your spell.
Yes. Oh wait,
All right.
no. Is that a bonus? Yes. As my bonus action, I'm going to Misty Step.
Bonus action.
Yeah. So I'm over here and I'm
Nice.
farther away, but my wings. I'm watching him.
Sounds great. Yeah, you have your wings out. You were able to get out of harm's way just in time. You see that most of your friends, except for maybe your bird friend here, are within reach range of this creature.
I have a question. Wait, as a sorceress, if I twin my spell, can I take someone with me on a Misty Step?
It depends on the level, I believe. Let me double check. I think it's just self.
It takes, but the twin spell, you can spend sorcery points
Oh,
equal to a spell's level
yes.
to target a second creature in range with the same
Yeah,
spell.
you could do that then. Totally.
I don't think I'm going. Actually, I'm not going to do that quite yet. But
Okay, so you take a moment here and
and I'm watching, ready to do something.
whatever might happen. Zilda.
Cool. Question. I add the spell attack modifier when I make a spell attack, right? To my roll?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. I would like to cast Chromatic Orb.
Okay, sounds good. Chromatic orb on the creature. All right, do so.
15.
That'll hit it. Roll for damage. Can you describe what this orb looks like and kind of what you're formulating as the source of its pain? Because you can kind of choose.
It's stormy out and it's rather chilly, and I don't like the cold, and so it is going to take 3d8 cold damage.
Nice.
8 plus 3 plus 1.
12.
12.
12, yeah. That orb begins to eat away at the flesh of this creature, if it's flesh to even be called that. What happens is you cast the orb within the creature itself, it being like a shadow,
In that
almost
shadowy
semi-translucent, yes. And you start to cackle that cold energy from inside it as parts of it begin to break off like painful chips of ice within the creature itself, falling into the bottom of the creature, holding, even singeing, melting within it. Nice. All right. Starla.
So it knows I'm there, right? Yeah, I did not roll that well. Well, I'd like to throw a dagger at it
Okay.
with a 18 to hit,
That'll hit it. The dagger goes through the creature.
and it is going to take 7 points of damage.
All right.
And then I'd like to take my bonus action to hide.
All right, you do so. You take a moment, you take your dagger out, throw it through the creature. It does that same thing that happened with Huckles. Like, it goes through the creature kind of and pings against the tree in the back. So you see your dagger kind of just bing, like hitting the actual physical wood of the tree. But then you're able to kind of get into the shadows and just dip around the corner enough where you at least you think that you're not engaged with the creature right now as you're trying to hide. Okay, sounds good. Back to the top, Letty.
Well, okay. He's what is he doing? The person man bird thing.
Person and bird thing. The shadow from hell.
His wings are stretched.
Yes, it's currently looming over those who, at least with our visual of it, a couple of friends here.
How far away am I? Do we know?
You're 10 feet away from the
I'm
creature.
10 feet away, so I think that I should probably. I mean, I've never got to use spells before, so it's pretty interesting. But what?
Sorry. If you.
Oh no,
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find not my spells. I'm trying to find my equipment because I want to hurt it with that tool. Let's see here.
You're just going through all of your stuff one by one, taking out your bag.
I know because I'm an elf and that I'm proficient in crossbow, hand, longbow, longsword, rapier, blah, 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 blah. But I'm 10 feet. Can I move towards him and
Yeah, you can climb up a little bit. You're able to get or jump, at least get some leverage. The trunk of the tree itself gives you enough of a divot that you can get within 5 feet of the creature, but you would need an object of reach, which I don't believe. Rapier does not have reach, it's melee, but
no.
but you can
one.
throw a crossbow.
I can throw a dagger?
Yes, you can. You
I
want to
would
throw a
like to
dagger?
do that.
All right, so you see what your good old friend here, Starla, is having loved everything she's done at, your school, at your high school, essentially, your academy. You take a moment and you're like, oh, and so you take out your dagger after sifting through your bag and you roll to hit. So just toss that dagger.
And I roll,
D20
yep, that would be the thing I rolled.
Yes. plus your,
Do I like this one? This one didn't do well for me, did it? Oh,
Yes.
well. I
I
think it
believe
was this
this
one I
time.
liked.
yeah, roll a good one. Roll a good one.
Ooh, 15. But what do I add to it?
You add your. Oh wait, hold on. Where's your?
If you're throwing it, it would
Aha,
probably be
here,
a dex.
dagger.
Dex.
Plus
Plus
5. 20.
Yeah, that's more than enough to hit as the dagger goes through the creature.
And he
Pings
takes
also against the trunk of the
1d4.
tree, 2 daggers next to one another
4
now.
plus 3, right? Piercing. So I just roll one of these, right?
Yes.
Wow. 6 piercing damage. Does that sound right?
Yes, plus your dexterity modifier.
Plus dexterity, which is 3, so 9.
9. All right. You take a moment, the dagger goes through the creature. Once more, you can see the shape of the shadow slowly begin to dissipate. However, you're noticing that your dagger isn't doing the amount of damage you're used to it. When you hit it against something that hard, you usually see it cut straight through. It's almost resisting, cutting through like a cloud of something thick and then pinging against the back of that tree.
I have bonus actions.
Yes, you do.
All right. Well, I would like to use. Let's see. I have 2. I have. Oh no, where are they? This is very exciting. Bonus is what? Misty Step. We don't want that, do we? And what's the other one? Healing Word. That doesn't do anything.
Okay, Misty Step.
But away. I mean, Bardic Inspiration, but that just helps one of
You
them.
also could heal.
Oh yes, I'm going to heal you.
So what healing word do you shout at Huckle right now, who's looking a little rough?
Ah.
What?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! I know that word. That's one of my favorites.
That's your healing.
Yeehaw!
Darling.
So roll for
What do I have
I
to
believe
heal?
it's healing word 1d4 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. I could be 1d6. I do not
Oh
remember.
Lord, where is it? Healing word.
1d4.
I wish I had this over in 1d4
There it is.
plus 2, right?
Yeah.
Are you casting it at first or second level?
I don't understand why. What do you mean?
Are you
Because
casting
I
it
have
at
it
first
above.
level?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So,
3.
okay, but
3?
plus something else, right?
No, because you rolled a 1 and it's plus 2.
Right, I know,
Yeah.
but didn't she say plus something else?
No, that's right.
Or
That's
just that?
right. Just
Yeah.
a
Thought she said
sad,
plus.
a nice 3, a nice yeehaw 3.
All right, that's pretty
Better
good.
than
You.
not.
It's almost for every syllable. You got one extra one. Yeehaw!
What?
Exclamation point.
That was good.
As you're healed up, feeling a little bit better, thankfully. All right. Nicely done, Letty. Huckle.
All right. I'm going to use my Slayer's Prey, which means I'm going to get another D6 against it. Yee-ho! And I'm just going to longbow it, but I'm going to aim for the little center, the darker shadowy center where I put the hunter's mark.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's cocked. Can I re-roll it?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Oh my God. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah. 26.
That'll
Okay.
hit. Roll for damage.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. What am I doing? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 19 points of damage right in
Well
the
done.
core.
And how much of that is Hunter's Mark? That's good to know.
Hunter's Mark is 6 points of damage.
Well done. Yeah, that's much, much, much kinder. As you can tell, that arrow goes straight true. Really starts to ink out more of that black blood from that hunter's mark. Starts to eat across its flesh in a way where this creature's starting to look a little weaker. Finally, with that mark. All right.
Can I shout to them?
Yeah.
Aim for the center!
All right. Sounds good. Moving along. That creature heard it too, as its head rears down at you eagerly.
Listen there.
A deep chuckle as its hands come down,
Listen,
lashing at you
partner.
once more.
No. That is mean.
That is a 23 to hit.
Oh my. I think that might hit me. Oh, I might go down. Bye, guys. It was awful nice knowing you.
And do you know what I just realized? I should give it disadvantage because of vicious mockery on its attack. So I'm gonna do one of that right now for you. 1 second.
Whoa.
Does an 8 hit?
No,
All right.
ma'am. No, it does not.
So it thinks about this moment, this painful moment that it had forgotten.
It comes back.
And it just comes flooding back the memories of childhood, of its conception that you had seen, of you knowing how to hit its core from the womb as its arms go down and just miss and grace the top of your head ever
No,
so
sir.
slightly.
Do not touch my hat.
All right, that's its turn. Fruit. What do you do?
Is his so I'm flying up above. I've
Yes,
been
and
circling
you're about 20 feet away from it now. You're able to get your 10 feet up and 10 feet diagonally.
I would like to swoop down
Okay.
and talon strike him.
As your wings unfurl and your
back of my
talons lash out. All right, roll to hit.
19.
19, that'll hit. Roll for damage, yeah.
Six.
Nice. Your talons come out, strike it true as you're able to claw into it. It's harder to get into than you're expecting. You're kind of on the back of the creature because the creature was over your friend. So you just swooped down on top of it and started to smack against it. You have another attack you would like.
Yes. I think I'll just do another talon.
Another talon swipe.
Yeah, I reach my talon back and then go at it again.
Roll to hit again.
Oh, it was almost an 18. 10.
10, yeah, your second talon trying to latch onto it, you almost have to get leverage, so you're able to get into the creature. It doesn't do damage, but that first strike really hit it hard and true. And then as a bonus action, you can do an unarmed strike. Do you wish to do that?
I'd like to disengage again.
Okay, so you do that on your board. Just fly back, disengaged, kind of flap back and perch to your original position. You're a little bit closer because you had swooped all the way down, so you're only about 15 feet away, but enough. All right, that is your turn. Celine.
I'm going to shoot a firebolt
All right, right at that heart core.
at the core.
All right.
Dirty 20.
That'll hit. Roll for damage.
9 points of damage.
Yeah, can you tell me how that bolt hits it?
So I'm watching from afar, my wings flying, and I look at him and I put my hand forward and shoot a firebolt at it. It flies through the air, and then it hits his dark soul. It kind of recoils as it hits it, and some flames kind of dance along his body.
As the flames dance and shatter that cold from that chromatic orb, there's this steam that's beginning to rise within the creature itself as you can hear it kind of writhing in pain from the heat of that cast. All right.
With my bonus,
Yeah.
I'm going to cast a spiritual weapon.
Sounds good. What do you create?
I create a very long silver golden sword, and it just slashes right at it.
Sounds good. Roll to hit.
19.
That'll hit it. Roll for damage as the spiritual weapon, searing radiant energy, begins to hit this creature. And you can already tell from the proximity of where your sword is about to hit down, this creature does not like the taste of this weapon.
Oh. Are you an angel form?
I'm in angel
Because
form.
you get to add, is it radiant damage with a spiritual weapon? Because you get to add a bonus, a racial bonus to that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Deals 3 in additional radiant damage.
Sister's looking out.
Sister. Sisters, no.
Don't forget.
So 6
Uh-huh.
plus 3, so 9. Did I get it on the last one too?
So,
You can have one. Once per turn, you can have one attack or spell deal 3 additional. So yes, 9.
Yes. For something you think will do 9, looks more like 18. Can you tell me how you kill it?
So I'm watching my wings glowing, and this sword golden, sparkling, just swipes right through its center, and a gold kind of glow within it just gets bigger and bigger like the sun, and it bursts.
It screams and it shatters into smoke. That steam now kind of trickling down on some of your faces who are beneath it. Just natural water, condensed water from the dance that had happened inside it. The creature, the shadow, this evil vanquished. So you guys are all able to take a moment and recover from that very intense moment.
That's my sister.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have I'm having something going. Something I should tell. No, don't happen.
Are you all right?
Yeah, how you doing?
What is this?
This is Mel Brunks. Oh, she didn't tell you?
I don't know what that is.
Letty has many personalities, let's just say.
Oh,
She has a few voices. She's a master of disguise. She's a bard and all, but it exhibits itself by random. Stop it! Right, the people coming out.
I turn to my sister and say, I'm not so sure about this one.
Honey, she's great. Just trust her. She's awesome. And when she has big, high emotions, whatever they may be, someone comes out. I'm the one that's the happy one, huh? Stop it right there.
wait, what's happening? I think I missed him.
I
Sorry?
always wonder why her short stories seem to be so different.
Hello, that was awkward.
What happened to your voice? Why are you suddenly a man?
If you ever wondered why I keep to myself and I'm so quiet, now you know.
Is this healable? Do you care to be healed?
Well, I would like to figure out how to control it. So that's you. Who did you meet? I think it was Mel.
Older, yeah, I think
That's
so.
Mel.
Older man.
Yeah, I think it was
Mel's a character.
So when you're very scared, you
It's
turn
very
happy.
strange.
Wait. He said he was the happy one. Are there different versions of this?
Might be. There's a few.
Are there any we need to look out for?
Zizzo, she's quite the pickpocket.
Zizzo?
Yeah, she's very stealthy and quite the pickpocket, and she's from the northeast and sounds like Mel, not
Letty?
Mel.
What's the
Yes.
northeast?
Well, I have you here and not Mel.
I'm not overly excited, so.
Was this the creature that you saw?
No,
the
no, no.
headmaster, his pet?
No,
Was
this
this
is all in
was
one-
that
the winged
his
one,
pet?
the winged
The winged
attack.
one.
The winged
Not
one,
the one
Mel.
inside of
this
you.
one.
Yeah.
That we just destroyed.
You take a moment and you look at it and you don't know. It's hard to tell. It was shadowy, it was dark. You could barely see the form of the creature, but you knew the shape of the headmaster. But you look closer, and one of the daggers that went through the creature hit something that it maybe was holding. It's hard to tell, but you see a small, little, tan, leathery looking book, no more than 2 inches wide, maybe 2 inches thick, stabbed directly in the center with one of the daggers about 10 feet above you.
Oh, Starla, you want to go get that?
He talked about a book.
Yeah, could you send?
I still have my wings.
Yeah, could you send Buck?
Be careful because
Sure.
this is what
Hey,
he
Buck,
was
can I
sending.
open up the overalls. I'm like, Buck, can you go get that for us?
But just
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
The little raccoon kind of just slips on out, and you
That's
can
my
tell that
buddy.
it was like shaking a little bit.
Oh, it's okay.
Out of fear, it probably could sense in some sort of way you were in trouble. But that being said, it at least was able to kind of scurry out its little tail up that tree and kind of takes a moment as its little hands wrap around the dagger and its feet kind of step like in, as it tries to pull the dagger
I'm
out.
gonna teach him how to wield a dagger.
I mean, I'd like that back.
I'll be interested.
The raccoon begins to hang on the dagger, like it's trying to pull it off, and it's just two hands.
I'm gonna go
kind of
over.
swinging.
I still have my
I'll catch you.
wings.
I'll
I'll
catch
just
you,
fly
buddy.
on
Okay.
over.
Can you just drop him into my arms? I want to make sure he's okay.
So
Buck, it's all right.
I still have my wings. I'm sudden all of a sudden.
It goes everywhere.
Well, she
I
has the
still have
problem
my
with
wings,
her.
so I fly up, and I take the raccoon. I say, "Oh, it's disgusting," but I
thank you.
remove and drop him toward her.
Put him back in my
And then I
overalls.
remove
Bye-bye.
the book and the dagger, and then I go back down and say, "Oh," and my wings kind of go back into my back.
That's a cool party trick.
Why, thank you. It's rather exhausting,
Oh, sure.
but it's useful, isn't it, sister?
Quite.
We've done synchronized performances before. They're quite popular. All the boys at school like it.
I bet
Oh, I
they
bet. Yeah.
Do you mind
So
if
I want to look at the book.
Yeah, you take a moment.
Oh, sorry.
Your raccoon, your buck, takes care and kind of scurries down, and
go
its
scratch
little
his hand.
raccoon fingers a little raw from holding on to
buddy.
the dagger.
I'm gonna feed him another good berry.
Oh yeah, he eats that on up, and then he slides right on into your Jim Jims. What did you call them?
They're overalls.
Your overalls.
It's just an overall.
He slides right on out,
Jim.
slides right on into your overalls in the inside pocket. As you guys take a moment, you get this book. You all kind of stand around one another, maybe even perch nearby on one another. But you look and you begin to, page by page, turn through this very fine, tiny, thin parchment. But the parchment doesn't have a lot of words on it. What you catch is this. The first 3 pages, some sort of language. Keep flipping through, and you see blood, prints of fingers in blood, and then signatures underneath it. What languages do you guys all speak?
I
So
have comprehend.
Celestial and common.
Okay.
Common, Elvish, and half.
common and halfling?
celestial, common, draconic, elvish, and undercommon.
What do you speak?
And fruit?
Right down there.
I already told you.
Arakokra, Abyssal, Oran, and Common. Oran.
There's a moment that you all look at this and you're trying to understand exactly what it is. You can read portions of it, some of it, but it's not all in Abyssal. There's another language dancing with it that you don't know. But you can make out a couple of words just from looking at it simply, and it's this. Owned and compromised, they have a debt to pay. Everyone here obeys me.
Oh my God. Listen, I'm not too bright, but I think I put it together and I don't like it.
I can see that part of it says, owned and compromised, they have a debt to pay, everyone obeys me.
Does that mean
What
if you
language is it in?
Well, some of it is in Abyssal, but the rest I can't read.
does that mean if you put your bloody fingerprint in there and you sign your name, then you are like their farmhand?
It would
In like a
seem-
much
Darker way.
This is exactly
Does
why I left
someone
the
own-
aristocracy.
Are these souls that are owned by some sort of
Do you
devil?
take a moment and do you cast comprehend languages?
I think it would help us. Should I do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Why
I
don't
think
you
it would be
say
a good
something?
Take a
idea.
moment and I cast comprehend language.
Bring back the fun man.
Oh, you want to see the fun one?
Out.
I like
You
it.
don't have to do it if you don't want to. That's the thing. Here, you do not have to do
What you have to
anything
do is
if you don't want to.
Yes.
So if we
No,
startle
the scared
her,
version is me, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. You just do what you want to do.
Right now, I want comprehend languages.
Let's do that.
And Letty wants to be here because she's feeling tentative and quite frightened.
Okay, you take a moment, kind of shaking a little nervously, pick up the book from your friend's hands, Fruit's hands. You take a moment as you start to
Okay.
sift through the very
Well-
fine pages, and you're actually able to read it. The words are dancing, and the language and the structure is written in a way where most people should not be able to read it unless they speak these very obscure, strange words. What you see is this. This is a list of my own and compromised souls, marked in the blood of their body. They own their lives to me, and I control them. They obey what I see fit. These are my brethren. And then you flip, and you can tell that every single one of these names that you can read has marked their bloodied signature against their bloodied fingerprint. So you take a moment, you're able to make out the names, just because even so, the signatures are hard to see. Most distinctly, it's a small book. There's not many names in it currently. You see exactly 5 on these 5 pages, and there's other names there, every single one of yours waiting on the later pages. You see Niles, Ornette. You see Professor Adewald, which one or two of you most certainly had. Eathwith, Godwis,
What?
Godwis, and Covalt.
Did I say Cobalt? Cobalt is my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend?
Oh, darling, not
Uh-oh.
anymore.
Yeah,
No,
that sounds like a bad deal.
Cobalt wouldn't do anything. He's so quiet.
He's in the book.
But
Maybe
he
it's a
must not
different
be.
Cobalt.
I saw it in the book
there any-
and signed with his blood, and it has his fingerprint, and I feel like that would be pretty.
I mean,
But
That's
Cobalt
kind of-
is so sweet.
Oh,
All
that's
he
kind
does
of
is
bad
read
territory.
books.
No, I
All
wouldn't
he does
trust
is
him,
read
ma'am.
books and
All right,
and
listen
stay in
here,
the
okay?
library.
This is Zizu.
Oh, no,
I'm
it's
telling you
not.
the book, he was in there. I'm Zizu Fanduka, and I'm telling you, I'm getting angry right now because his name was in the book.
She's very
Hi, how you doing?
annoying to me.
I think I like this one.
How you
Hey.
doing?
I don't
Oh,
think
good.
I like this
But he's
one.
Cobalt. You know Cobalt. He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
But, okay, but his name is in the book.
well,
like, it
maybe
might be a new
perhaps
thing.
he's
just
evil.
wanted.
Perhaps he's now
Yeah.
just owned
It
by
might
the
just be a
evil
new
man.
thing,
It
yeah.
might not be him.
Well, it's possible.
Could be a
I
different
feel like he
Cobalt.
signed there, the
Let's
blood's
leave
there,
room
what are you
for
gonna
that
do?
But for
possibility.
now, I would say let's just not trust your boyfriend. I'm sorry.
Is he that
and
hot?
besides, I don't think we can go back anyway.
Yeah, we can't go back.
Not till that guy's gone.
You take a moment,
Yeah,
keep flipping through this angrily,
sure.
now that you're angry and you're out. And you take a moment and you can see that almost perfectly sliced into the back of this book is this kind of small cutting tool that, as you're kind of lifting it up, you can tell has a little bit of dried blood on it, likely used for whatever signatures this might be. And you also catch something very interesting, kind of almost written ever so distinctly on the back in very fine print, almost like it would be the end of a contract. And you look on the back and you actually see the headmaster's name written in blood on the back. And underneath the name, you see some sort of deal, and you read the contract, a very fine print. It says, "Without all of these names, I will not exist."
Without all
What
of
does
these
it say?
names,
The
Do we-
names that are there already,
Do we
or
destroy
the names that are to come?
I think it means to kill.
Does that mean we destroy
We have
the
to
book?
kill.
We have to kill these people. We gotta kill everyone in
Without
the book.
these names, but what does
Because
that
then we
mean?
gotta, because then that,
wait,
that
wait,
kills
wait,
them.
no,
wait.
Can't we just destroy the book?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think that's going to solve the problem.
Well,
but
why
I don't
not?
know
It
if
just says the
killing-
names. It doesn't say the people or the blood.
Why jumping
Without
right to
these
killing? Yeah, we don't
names.
even know
Yeah, I don't
who
like
this
killing.
entity
I
is.
don't
We
like-
don't
Spade
know
is
who
a spade
these
is a
entities.
spade, you know?
Why?
I do not want to kill my boyfriend.
Of course you don't, but sometimes
I'll
you gotta
do
do
it.
it.
No,
We don't
I
even
do
know
not
if
want
it's-
anyone to kill my
we don't
boyfriend.
even
I can do
know
it
if
if you want.
that's
I'm real stealthy, I'm real
her
sly.
cobalt.
Got a great pickpocket
Either
hand.
that-
Well,
Or we
yeah, but
gotta
are you
save
always gonna
nobody.
be you, or are you gonna be somebody else?
Okay, you're an angel.
Depends.
You're an angel. Can you guys like save souls or
I would like to.
break
I don't think
bonds or?
we're quite advanced yet.
Maybe
Can
we
I
can find
roll
someone who is.
Arcana? Can I do an Arcana and see if there's anything I know in my
Oh, you're just trying to recollect what exactly
what
here?
like what if there's any understanding of like what this book could be or
Okay. Roll a history check.
You guys what? Oh, roll a
I
huh?
mean, I know we don't like this guy, but do we really need to get involved?
You have a feeling
Says the answer.
from some old wives' tales that you had heard growing up in Sigalt about these strange creatures that bind their souls to get certain deals. But it's all, hearsay, but this is evidence maybe of something much darker afoot. And after you witnessing whatever that was with the headmaster in the hall, maybe all of those wives' tales are suddenly making sense in a way that you never thought.
Hello. I'm Millicent. I'm the grand dame of all the personalities. How are you? I'm basically her mother.
How
which
many
I'm
of
not.
you are there?
There's a few, quite a few. There's only, I believe, one more that she knows about.
What
she
about that
knows
she
about.
doesn't know about?
I'm not sure yet, but
Wow,
I've
okay.
heard of this. I've very much heard of this in my time, in the theatre, roaming around, being a classically trained elf in the theatre.
Get to the
Are
point.
you an
Anyway,
actress?
I am. You haven't heard of me?
No,
Get
sorry.
to the point, please.
Well, I've heard of everything she's talking about. There is word of this. Go on.
What?
Oh, essentially, if your history was
Yeah.
inclined to this, you probably had also heard the similar wives' tales as well.
Yes.
So you don't know more than that, but
Perhaps these souls are bound to his.
They are.
I think that is a bad sign that we might need to kill all these people or somehow
Including him.
sever their binding
Maybe
of
there's-
souls to the.
Is
I
there
don't
a
know.
way
I'm out of my league.
to do it without killing?
I don't know. I just know how to raise sheep, and that's about it.
Darling, how long have you and Cobalt been together?
Well, he asked me out on a date about 2 months ago, and we started seeing each other, and now we've kissed.
Wait,
Oh,
hang,
that's
hold
very
up,
fresh.
hold
Very
up there,
soon to
ma'am.
kissing, darling.
You've been dating for 2 months, and yet you think you know this man is like the greatest man alive.
I've been trying to tell her that there's something shady going on, but
He's my
still,
first
we don't.
boyfriend, and I
know.
just
You can
feel
get better ones. This guy sounds like a real
has-
jerk.
has
Sorry
an
for my
idea.
language. I didn't mean to curse, but he just seems not so bright.
Did you only? You've kissed him. Was he handsy with you, darling?
Why
He
is
is,
that pertinent?
he is
Rather than
such
make sure
a,
he's being a gentleman. Thank
Oh,
you very
okay.
he
much.
is the
No, that
most gentleman. He is the sweetest man. He likes to read, and he likes to write poetry.
And he likes to sign his name with blood in a freaking book.
I have no idea what
Well,
that is about.
Wait,
If he wouldn't do anything wrong,
Celine,
perhaps the
do
headmaster.
you have a letter or anything from?
I do have a letter.
Oh,
We
oh,
could
oh,
compare
that's so smart.
handwriting.
Yeah, you can
Did you
match the
sign
handwriting.
his name?
You can match the handwriting.
I pull out a little note, and it says, "To Celine, you are my sunshine and the most beautiful woman in the world," and it's signed Cobalt.
That is
I
very
think to
sweet.
work on his prose a little bit.
I hope that he's
you don't
not
even
the blood
need to
sign.
double.
He's
That is
very
almost spot for spot his signature.
unfortunate for you, darling. Unfortunate for you.
Sorry, darling.
Just because he's signed doesn't mean that he is bad.
I have a feeling this is like a
perhaps
voluntary
he
thing.
was. Well, perhaps the headmaster. Our names
might
are in
not
there.
have full
Perhaps
control.
the
It
headmaster
says-
forced him to sign, or death, or something. It's not
Fair
his
point.
fault.
It says, owned and compromised, they have a debt to pay. Everyone obeys me. So maybe, to you, he might not be awful, but under the control of his master,
Oh, that's terrible.
he could be capable of doing some very unsavory things.
Well, maybe he made a bargain. Maybe he got something out of it.
Or maybe the headmaster threatened to kill him if he didn't sign it.
Also that, but that still means
Or
this is a
perhaps
compromised
this
man.
monster, like it was after us, was after him, and he didn't have, me to protect him.
Well, now we have a connection
man
to
needs a
people
girl
in
to
this
protect
book,
him?
and this person
I
is
need a girl to
after.
protect me.
This-
I'm pretty rough and tumble, but she protects me all the time.
I do. So now we know that we have a weakness within this group.
We do. That's
It makes us soft. Love makes us soft.
Who just destroyed the beast? Who are you
I mean,
calling?
yeah, you did, but
a
you have a
weakness?
vulnerability.
But
Listen.
now we are looking at the names in this book, and this is the only one that you are concerned about.
Well, yes, he's my boyfriend.
Not
And
anymore,
so
ma'am.
if it comes down to it, do you think you can kill this man if he attacks us first?
If he tries to kill me, you better believe he will be
If he tries to kill one of us?
If he tries to kill my sister, if he tries to kill Farut, if he tries to kill you, sure. I don't really know Huck yet. I just met you.
Oh, ma'am, that makes me feel very bad.
No, that if he tries to kill Huck, I will definitely kill him.
Well,
I'm
then
in
we are all
danger.
covered.
Why don't
so-
we make a plan that if he comes after us, we will make attacks not to kill, but to,
I could put him to sleep.
yes, something along those lines.
And perhaps
then
we
can
could.
And we also have to make sure
Persuade
that he is
him
not connected back to the
truthful.
headmaster
Yes.
and
Hey,
sent to spy.
I just had a bad thought. We're still in the same place we were a
Yeah,
couple
let's-
minutes ago.
we
We
should
should
move.
move on in case another one of those
Let's
things
get
is
the
coming
Dickens
at
out of here.
Yeah,
Am
I
I the
wanna
only
leave.
one who's hungry? And I'm so sick of truffles. Never thought
No,
I'd say
I'm-
that, but I'm quite sick of truffles.
Huck,
I
darling,
have some good berries still. Do you want one?
I would like some.
And you won't
You
ever be
definitely
hungry
need
for
to
the
eat
rest
some
of the
of those.
day.
I'll have a good berry.
Yeah, of
Thank
course.
you.
Yeah.
Each one of them pop in your mouth a flavor, a meal that you actually had wanted. Can you guys tell me what it tastes like? It satiates you the whole day, and it's essentially a full meal for the whole day. Can you guys tell me what it tastes like? I want to know.
Cheddar biscuits. Mum's cheddar biscuit. Well, my mum's cheddar biscuits.
You've told me so much about her.
With maple
cheddar
butter.
biscuits.
Maple butter, that sounds lovely.
Who eats one?
I take a bite and it is a passion fruit pie.
I pop one in my mouth and it is a venison stew.
Mine's just a mouthful of gummy bears. I really like gummy bears.
I take a taste and
Earthworm, what do you eat?
just some seeds, really. Just straight up bird seeds. Kind of boring, but
Mine's a whole turkey dinner. It's a mashed potato mix. It's some sweet potato mix because, of course, you gotta have the sweet potatoes. It's a bunch of walnuts. There's some cranberries in there. There's a little rose hip pie that my mom used to make. Yeah.
okay, next time I want that.
Oh, okay, I can do that.
Huck, darling, do you think
Yeah.
you can do a little hunting?
Sure.
You probably should
But
leave
then you
while
won't
we
be
move.
hungry if I make these.
Yeah, you're right.
These will make you full for the whole day.
Yeah, but just in case we don't have any left.
Sure, yeah, I can do. I'm gonna do a little hunting as we keep going because I want to get the
I would like to
heck
get
out of here. I cursed
get
again.
out
I'm
of
so
here.
sorry.
As you guys begin to kind of enjoy this delicious meal that you all conveniently had, knowing what the raccoon was so eager about as they started to munch one by one on this, and also Huck, seeing you not having your defenses up in that one moment, kind of purred against your body inside of you, trying to comfort you through your sadness,
I love Bucky.
not yet being shown the infection perhaps from Celine over here. But as you guys walked slowly through the forest, arrows knocked, rapiers, daggers at the ready, you were able to get both of your daggers back, but that one arrow did shatter and break. So
Oh, that's okay.
you guys recoup your losses and just begin on your way. Let's have those who are hunting roll a survival check.
Let's do it. Is it just me?
Do we just decide if
boy.
we're hunting?
Decide if you're hunting or not, and roll that survival check.
I'll do my
Let's
best.
scour for a rabbit.
So many
or-
people
I'm looking
I'd
for
like to
water.
rat.
Fresh water.
I'm going to come with you.
I look
Not
for fresh water as well.
Very lucky.
Two of you a survival check as
I
well.
promise it will be Letty. I think I can.
So let's
control
start with the
her.
What are we
water.
rolling for?
10.
10.
Oh, I have
Roll
to go
for
to
water.
16.
10 and 16 on water, and then
14
what did the rest of you roll?
And survival.
I was just
rolling?
looking for anything
15.
edible. I rolled an 11.
15 for water.
Survival. 11.
Mine was a 15.
Okay. Water, thankfully, is not too hard to find. You guys are a little familiar that this area, at least with the weather and the conditions, should provide some cold streams, though the water is going to be cold and the ground is cold. But it had just freshly rained. There was a very large storm not too long ago. So you're able to find a fairly plump stream that you guys come upon. Yes. That felt
I
right.
love a plump
It
stream.
felt right. You find a plump stream that you come across, many rocks, a lot of overturned leaves that are rotting up against the bedside. But you're able to kind of scoop up your water skins, get fresh water, and recover, and just feel a little bit better from that very rigorous few days of journeying without fresh water. You guys, it was going stale, things were going, your water skins were very low. So this is a nice place.
I'd also like to find a safe place to rest, perhaps somewhere with some cover.
Sounds good. The rest of you, as you're looking and walking towards the stream, hearing the other folks lead you forward, you're able to find a couple of animals here or there, a few squirrels and chipmunks that won't provide any meat. But you do stumble upon it together in some sort of fun way that you guys can describe if you wish, are able to get, conveniently, a wild turkey.
Amazing! It's just because I was talking
Going to
about it.
leave
Huckle's
that
like
to Huck.
walking through the underbrush with his bow not that way, not the other way. And he's looking and looking, and then he like parts some leaves with his bow. And, oh my God, there's a turkey! And he gets so excited, he just poof! Oh no! I shot it. I found something.
As you had killed and sliced into that turkey, as you had shot it, you yourself were up against Huck, throwing that dagger as best as you can, sliced in the neck of the creature. So it was a clean kill. It didn't hurt it.
Good.
But you were also hunting. So the moment that the turkey is killed, just talons full out, swoops down, picks up the turkey and flies up and perches.
Oh, wait,
and you
no.
now have a turkey, one of your talons, swinging up against one of the trees.
Don't eat the whole thing though, fruit. We gotta eat too.
It's far.
Farouk.
Hates being
Farouk,
called
please,
fruit.
please
But
don't
it's
eat
so
the whole
much fun to
thing.
call him fruit.
Sorry. Farouk.
Farouk clarifies their name as they had the turkey, the dead turkey neck in their hand, and shakes it at you.
I rip off the turkey legs and I start dancing around on the branch, just gaily.
Why?
This is my ritual. When I dance for food, I'm putting all my good juju in it.
You're making me very
This is why
happy.
he's my best friend. Well,
Yeah, that
I'm
turkey.
Just really
As you're
There's
kind of
blood going
the
everywhere.
blood is
I mean,
blood is going everywhere. Guts are slopping through the legs onto the floor beneath you
I'm
guys.
starting a fire with a firebolt, and I've spotted some honey. I would like to glaze some turkey.
Oh,
I
that's
throw
real
down a leg to you. It's on the ground there.
Thank you, darling.
Isn't it
Still dancing with this
Would you
other
like a
leg.
glazed drumstick?
That would be amazing. Thank you.
Where's the rest?
So, as you guys begin cooking
do
up,
my accent.
as you guys begin cooking up a meal, at least if not to eat tonight when it's nice and hot, eat tomorrow, glaze it nice so there's a crisp, almost caramelized apple wrap around the actual eggs itself, preserving it with the honey. You could probably
It's
keep
almost
that
like
for
trail mix.
you can probably keep that
Jerky.
for a solid 3 days or so. But as you guys are kind of having a moment here, being able to have a fire again, a stream, maybe breathe a little bit, knowing that this main creature, this one that had been very, very intently sent to hunt you down one by one, is now vanquished. You're actually in a little bit better spirits, even if the weather is not reflecting it, and it's still too cold for comfort, and you have to bundle up next to the fire one another that's cackling before you as you make your meal. You take a minute, Celine, and in this kind of nice celebration almost, celebration, call it if you will, more a decadent meal now sufficed with a wild turkey that a raccoon is too eagerly eyeing in the corner with little hands just rubbing against one another. You walk nearby one of the trees and you just reflect. You kind of sit and you think about why Cobalt would do that, or why this would be the case, and you just start to ask these questions to yourself quietly in the corner. As you do so, there was a weird moment you recall. Just a weird moment when he asked too many questions, and he's a curious, cute kid, definitely, but he was asking you a lot about your family. Very curiously, maybe too curiously.
About my adopted family or about my biological family?
Well, here's the thing. He usually talks about your adopted family, and there's nothing wrong with that. You talk all day and night, but he started to dive into areas you weren't expecting. Just asking if there were more, if there was anything you didn't know, and you were just laughing about it. I mean, he did just kiss you that day, so your mind was elsewhere. But you were in the Court of Air in Candledeep, sitting in the hearth, the grand hall where everyone eats, kind of the main dining hall for the city in and of itself, where seekers and teachers and students alike all go to mingle with one another high above the horizon, looking out at the sunset. It was a beautiful day. But he was scared suddenly. There was a moment that he asked a question, and you looked at him curiously, and he abruptly stood up and started to run out. And he said that he had to go to the house of rest very quickly, sorry, and just bolted out the door.
What did I say that led him to do that?
Strangest thing is, he said nothing. There was just a moment in his eyes that he changed his mind and got very uncomfortable all of a sudden.
I called Farut. Farut,
I swoop down, I have a turkey leg bone in my mouth. I realize it's uncouth for a bird to eat another bird, but times are desperate.
Farut,
What's up?
remind me how you learned Abyssal, the language, Abyssal, from the
I was taught.
Who taught you?
Don't really remember. I was so young, very small when I learned. Teacher back in.
I am wondering if perhaps you know someone who might have more information about these sorts of contracts.
I'd have to go home.
I know you hate home.
Well,
Do you know anyone?
I could maybe go and not run into my family. I could go stealthily and kind of do some dodging and just find the people that I really need to talk to.
It would be helpful to have more information about how to break these contracts for these people, or if we must kill them, or...
I woke up with a wishbone. Yeah, I thought you could use a good wish. Are you going home?
I pop my head in. That's very sweet of her. I love wishbones.
Would you like to share it?
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Crack.
Let's have you both roll a d20 real quick.
Please don't be a bad one. Oh,
17.
16.
Oh, barely got the bigger half.
Well, there you go. I gave you your wish.
I wish
fine,
to
whatever.
find out what is going on, and that we all, including Kovald, are happy and healthy and safe.
With that, you guys take a moment, reflect on what you've uncovered today, as well as what may be tracking you, as well as you now tracking them. The sky, still dark, doesn't look like it's going to rain. You sit around the fire, sometimes in silence, sometimes someone very noisily eating a turkey leg with the preparation of having to go home and fly for a little bit to do some research, let's call it. And that's where we will end our first session of our first podcast, which I coined the broadcast because we're all ladies. I thought was pretty fun.
Glory,
The broadcast.
So, as many of you know, we usually stream with our other characters, which is currently we're waiting to figure out studio situation and a place for us to be able to live stream that. But in the meantime, we're going to be doing a podcast for you all so that we can continue to play and interact. So follow us on social media, Girls Gets Glory. All of us will be letting you know how to see it, but it should be dropping in June. So coming up.
Really
That's so
excited about
soon.
you guys.
Thanks for tuning in.